The issue was related to rebate disallowed on tax computed on long-term capital gains, CIT-A, held that in terms of provisions of Sec 112A, 6, rebate US. 87 would be allowed from income tax on total income as reduced by tax payable on capital gains as referred to in subsection 1 of Sec 112. We find that subsection 6 of Sec 112 prohibit rebate US. 87 on capital gains as referred to in subsection 1 of Sec 112A. The clause 2 of Sec 112A 1 refer to capital gains arising from transfer of a long-term capital asset, being an equity share in a company or a unit of an equity-oriented fund or a unit of a business trust. This clause thus refers only to long-term equity capital gains and not to long-term debt capital gains. The debt long-term capital gains are governed by the provisions of S.112 and as such there is no such bar to claim rebate US. 87 on this income. The computation of tax payable would show that the assessee has computed tax of rupees 23,804 at the rate of 20% on debt LTCG of 1,19,020 rupees. The tax on other normal income, excluding equity LTCG, has been computed at rupees 3,456, i.e. 337 rupees plus 119 rupees. Both these items well exceed rebate threshold limit of rupees 25,000. This being so, the assessee would be eligible to claim full rebate of 25,000 rupees. CPC is directed to recompute the tax payable by the assessee. Appeals stand allowed. 2. Shramik Vikas Sansthan vs. Ito E. Ward Exemption, Vadodara, Itat Ahmedabad. The issue was related to disallowing exemption US. 11 on the ground that Form 10B was not available on record rectification application US. 154 denied. Requirement to file Form 10B being procedural in nature and substantive benefits under Section 11 should not be denied for a mere technical defect, especially when the audit report was actually filed in time. We find that the audit report in Form 10B was duly filed on 7th August 2016, well within the prescribed due date. CPC erroneously ignored this while processing the return US. 143(1) of the Act, resulting in disallowance of exemption US. 11 of the Act. CIT-A also overlooked the original timely filed Form 10B and relied instead on the revised version submitted on 16 December 2019. Keeping in view the CBDT Circular Number 10/2019 and judicial pronouncements that regard the filing of Form 10B as a procedural requirement, we hold that the exemption US. 11 cannot be denied merely on the ground of alleged non-filing, especially when the report was in fact filed within the due date. Accordingly, the assessee's claim for exemption US. 11 is allowed. Appeal of the assessee is allowed. 3. Dhananjay Tradelink PVT Limited vs. Ito, Ward 1-1-3, Itat Ahmedabad. The issue was related to AO has proceeded on the basis of general information regarding Shri Kirit Dayabhai Patel being an alleged accommodation entry provider, without bringing any specific cogent material to demonstrate that the transactions recorded by the assessee were bogus. Assessee has placed on record copies of invoices, stock registers, delivery challenge, bank statements evidencing receipt of sale proceeds, and the same have not been rebutted by the revenue with any contrary evidence. Reopening was based merely on suspicion and not on any tangible material indicating escapement of income in the hands of the assessee. Once the transactions were fully examined in the original assessment proceedings, reopening on the same issue without fresh material amounts to a mere change of opinion, which is impermissible in law. In the absence of any independent inquiry by the assessing officer to contradict the documents provided by the assessee, the reopening made US. 148 as well as the addition made US. 69C read with Section 115BB of the Act cannot be upheld. Appeal of the assessee is allowed. 4 Samastipur Kshetriya Gramin Bank, Samastipur Kshetriya Gramin Bank, merged with Dakshin Bihar Gramin Bank, vs. DCIT, Circle 3, DCIT, Darbhanga, Itat Patna. The issue was related to nature of expenses, provision for amortization of premium paid on purchase of government securities. Assessee is carrying on the banking business under the Banking Regulation Act 1949 and under Regional Rural Banks Act 1976. Assessee is required to purchase government securities in order to maintain the capital adequacy norms in order to maintain the statutory liquidity ratio prescribed by RBI. Assessee purchased the securities at a premium and amortized the same over the period of maturity and claimed the amount as revenue expenditure. Premium amortized on the purchase of securities by the assessee is revenue expenditure and squarely covered by the decision of Kalyan Janta Sehkari Bank Ltd, Itat Mumbai has held that the assessee is entitled for deduction on account of the amortization of premium paid on purchase of securities classified under HTM category. 5 Ito, Ward Hingoli vs. Mehmed Khayyum Mehmed, Hanit Shak, Maharashtra, Itat Pune. The issue was related to computing the net profit on cash deposits, addition for the total amount received from the bank account invoking Section 69 application of net profit rate at the rate 5% by CIT-A, as against 8% mandated US. Chavalis AD, assessee has contended before the LD.CIT-A that he carries out the transactions on commission basis and normally such commission range between 2% to 5%. We fail to find any inconsistency in the finding of CIT-A, as he has taken note of nature of transactions carried out by the assessee and also business of the assessee, who works on commission basis and, therefore, he has rightly applied profit rate of 5%. No interference is called for in the finding of CIT A. Thus, grounds of appeal raised by the revenue are dismissed. 6. Jasbir Singh Saro and Sons and Ito Ward 2, 1, Sector -17, Itat Chandigarh. The issue was related to denying the benefit of new tax regime to the assessee. CPC denied this benefit on the ground that the return of income was required to be e-verified before the expiry of 30 days from the date of filing of return of income, but e-verification was done beyond that time limit. Notification No 05 of 2022 dated 29 July 2022 issued by the GIT. Systems, CBDT providing that the date of verification para art of the said notification clearly provide that the date of dispatch of speed post of duly verified ITRV shall be considered for the purpose of determination of the 30 days period from the date of transmitting the data of income tax return electronically. In the present case, LD AR has placed on record postal receipt to establish that the said ITRV was sent on 21 August 2023 and this date, as per the above notification, is to be considered for the purpose of determination of 30 days period. Since this date is well within 30 days period from 24/7/2023, the return is deemed to be filed on 24 July 2023 i.e. before due date US 139(1). This being so, directs CPC to grant the benefit of new tax regime as claimed by the assessee. Assessee appeal stands allowed. 7. DCIT vs Mahalakshmi Lighthouse, Hapur, Itat Delhi. The issue was related to validity of reassessment proceedings on non-issue of notice US. 142 1. It is the specific case of the assessee that no notice US. 133 of the act was issued during the course of assessment proceedings. To substantiate the same, the assessee produced is e-filing portal, which does not reflect any such notice US. 143 2 of the act was having been issued or communicated to the assessee. Department has also not produced any document to show that notice US. 143 2 of the act was indeed issued to the assessee. It is the requirement of law that a notice US. 143 2 of the act shall be issued even in the reassessment proceedings initiated US. 147 of the act and failure to issue such notice vitiates the reassessment proceedings and renders the re-assessment order invalid. Decided in favor of assessee. 8. DCIT, Central Circle 28 vs Alok Kumar Agrawal, Itat Delhi. The issue was related to assessment frame US 153 calculation of period of 10 years in framing the assessment order for the year under consideration CIT A. Found that the year under consideration i.e. assessment year 2010 se 11 falls beyond the purview of 10 years in terms of explanation 1 to section 153 1 as relying on the judgment of Ojus Medicare PVT Limited set aside the assessment order. The judgment of Ojus Medicare PVT Ltd Supra is having binding precedent which has been followed by the LD CIT A in setting aside the assessment order in question. In the absence of any contrary judicial precedent brought to the notice of the bench and in the absence of any contrary factual aspects on record, we find no reason to interfere with the findings and the conclusion of the LD CIT A. Thus, we find no merits in the ground of appeal of the revenue. Accordingly, grounds of appeal of the revenue are dismissed. 9. Luminous Power Technologies Private Limited vs Death, Circle 13, 1, Itat Delhi. The issue was related to assessment US 144C as barred by limitation, as final assessment order should have been passed on or before 30th April 2022 as per section 144C, 13 of the Act in both the assessment years under consideration in the captioned appeals, as the assessment orders have been passed on 15th May 2022 and 18th May 2022 respectively for assessment years 2017 to 18 and 2018 to 19, which are beyond the time limit prescribed US 144C, 13 of the Act. Therefore, both the impugned assessment orders are hereby set aside. Assessee appeal allowed. 10. Kiran Kumar Amritlal Shah vs Ito, Ward 4, Palanpur, Itat Ahmedabad. The issue was related to addition US 69A, cash deposited in bank account of appellant. It can be seen that the assessee is regularly depositing the cash in his bank as the assessee receives cash on daily basis. This fact was not disputed either by the AO as well as CIT A. The remand report also categorically mentions that the assessee furnished the details, but is not pointed out as a further explanation is required from the assessee. The assessee has demonstrated before both the authorities related to cash deposits in his bank account and, therefore, CIT A, as well as the AO was not right in making the addition. Appeal of the assessee is allowed. 11. Ito -1, 2, 3, vs Jasmeen Jayanti Bhai Sanghavi, Itat Ahmedabad. The issue was related to validity of reassessment proceedings, borrowed satisfaction information received from the investigation wing, which was specific, reliable, and based on material unearthed during a survey US 133A, constituted sufficient tangible material for the formation of a bona fide belief that income had escaped assessment, unexplained expenditure US 169C, CIT A, has categorically mentioned that the assessee has submitted all the relevant documents, which was also reflected in Para 4 of the assessment order, i.e. capital gain loss computation statement, demat account statement, transaction statement, Axis bank account statements, details of share, and the other relevant documents, which was totally ignored by the AO during the assessment proceedings. The assessee, in fact, has proved the genuinity and the creditworthiness of the sale transaction of long-term capital gain and, in fact, has given the details of trading in shares. There is categorically mentioned in the assessment order that the assessee has mentioned this transaction in computation of capital gain through its computation statement for FY 2015 से 16 i.e. relevant AY 2016 से 17. This cannot negate the fact that the assessee has rightly taken the same by filing the income tax return. Thus, on the legal aspect as well as on the merits, the LD CIT A has taken a proper cognizance and there is no need to interfere with the findings of the LD CIT A. Appeal of the revenue is dismissed. 12. Jai Gopalpur Youth Development Center vs. ITO, Ward 1, Exemptions, Itad Kolkata. The issue was related to exemption US 11 denied. Form 10B has to be filed along with the return of income US 139(1) of the Act. We find that the assessee is a charitable trust registered US 12 of the Act and the assessing officer denied exemption US 11 of the Act on the ground that the audit report in Form 10B had been filed belatedly. We note that the original Form 10B was filed on 30th October 2018, which was well within the due date for furnishing the tax audit report, and revised Form 10B was filed on 27th October 2019 at time of assessment proceedings. We also find that the revised Form 10B was filed before the passing of Assessment Order US 143(3) of the Act and the requirement to file Form 10B US 12 a read with Rule 17B is directory and not mandatory. We set aside the order of the LD CIT E and direct the assessing officer to grant exemption as claimed by the assessee. 13. Angamal Educational Trust Rep. By its chairman, Mr. M. Karunanithy V.S. Ito. Asset. Exemptions. Coimbatore, Madras High Court. The issue was related to assessment US 144 or US 143 (3). Read with 144 B. In this case, there has been a violation of principles of natural justice as the proceedings itself commenced only on 20th June 2022. Although there was marginal delay on the part of the petitioner to respond to the notice issued US 143 (2), the fact remains that the petitioner had remained responded to the same on 17th November 2022 with annexures. Thereafter, certain other queries were raised on 21st November 2022 fixing the due date as 20th November 2022, which was not responded to by the petitioner and therefore, the show cause notice dated 7th December 2022 was issued. It is the case of the department that the petitioner has not cooperated with the respondents. Even otherwise, the impugned order should also have been passed US 144 of the Income Tax Act 1961, whereas the impugned order has been passed US 143 (3) RW 144 B. Therefore, the impugned order is unsustainable. Therefore, it is liable to be quashed. Accordingly, it is quashed and the case is remitted back to the first respondent to pass fresh orders as expeditiously as possible, preferably within a period of 6 months. 14. ITO. Exemptions. Ward 4, Chennai. VSMS. CNC CSE Charities. Itad Chennai. The issue was related to denial exemption US 11. CSE Charities does not independently possess Section 12. A registration assessment has been framed in the name of CNC CSE Charities. This itself goes to prove that revenue had indeed accepted the fact that the only assessee which is in existence is CNC CSE Charities. Further, the LD.AR had placed on record the scrutiny assessment orders for assessment years 2002-03 and 2013-14 framed US 103 of the Act dated 24 February 2025 and 14 March 2016 respectively in the name of CNC CSE Charities. Assessment years 1998-99 and 2003-4 intimation US 143(1) of the Act dated 8th February 1999 and 17th March 2004 respectively were also issued in the name of Calamity Namrumal Chetta Charities Calamity Alvandar Chetta Charities. Hence the entire contentions of the revenue richly deserve to be rejected as devoid of merits and contrary to evidences available on record. Hence, we have no hesitation to delete the addition made in the facts and circumstances of the instant case and direct the LD.AO to grant exemption US 11 of the Act to the assessee for the assessment year 2018-19. This has been rightly appreciated by the NFSC, on which we do not find any infirmity. Accordingly, the grounds raised by the revenue are dismissed. 14. MS Virtue Drilling Pte Limited vs DCI Circle International Taxation 3 1 Itad Delhi. The issue was related to 44BB, rig hire charges receipts, whether giving rigs on hire for prospecting, extraction or production of mineral oil will be covered under the provisions of Section 44BB of the Act. Therefore, the provisions of Section 9(1)(6) cannot be made applicable. The Hobiali High Court of Delhi in a case similar to the assessee UMW Share L Limited observing that rigs were given on hire by the assessee therein to MS JB Energy PVT Limited in respect of a drilling contract awarded by MS Oil India Ltd, held that since giving rigs on hire for prospecting, extraction or production of mineral oil will be covered under the provisions of Section 44BB of the Act, therefore, the provisions of Section 9(1)(6) of the Act cannot be made applicable. Thus, delete the addition made by the AO and direct the AO to compute the income in both the assessment years under dispute under the provisions of Section 44BB of the Act. Assessee appeal allowed. 15 MS Brick Technologies PVT Limited V as the ITO Corporate Ward 1 Itat Chennai. The issue was related to appellate authority has passed the impugned order without hearing the assessee, which is in violation of subsection 6 of Section 250 as noted that the CIT A has given 3 notices to the assessee and finding no response from the assessee has passed ex parte order. The reasons for the assessee for not responding to the notices of the LD.CIT A was because the notices issued by the LD.CIT A went unnoticed because it went into spam email account of the assessee instead of going into in the inbox, which may be due to technical glitches. Be that as it may, since the assessee was dark about the appellate proceedings going on, the assessee was not able to respond to the notices issued by the LD.CIT A. Therefore, in the interest of justice and fair play, we set aside the impugned order of the CIT A and restore the appeal back to his file with a direction to adjudicate the grounds of appeal raised by the assessee, and the assessee is at liberty to raise all the issues including legal issues before him and file written submissions relevant documents to substantiate the same, and the LD.CIT A to pass orders in accordance with subsection 6 of Section 250 of the Act after hearing the assessee. 16. Hadijat Amina V as the ITO Non-Corporate Ward 3 Itat Chennai. The issue was related to penalty levied US to 72A 1 D appeals filed by the assessee to be non-maintainable only on the ground that appeals were belatedly filed, and that 2 by 58 days it should be borne in mind that justice should not only be done, but it must be seen to be done. In the instant case, even if the LD CIT A felt that there was delay in filing of the appeal, then he was not precluded from asking the assessee to file the reason for the delay, which he has not done in this case. Therefore, there is per se violation of natural justice, and hence, the impugned action need to be interfered with, and we do so by setting aside the impugned orders of the CIT A, i.e. both the cases, and also we condone the delay of 5 days 8 days in filing of appeals against the assessment order as well as penalty order, and direct the LD.CIT A to decide the grounds of appeal raised by the assessee on merits as mandated by subsection 6 of Section 6 of the Act after hearing the assessee. 17. Sri Nagappa Agencies vs. the JCIT Corporate Circle 1 Madurai Itat Chennai. The issue was related to CIT A has passed an ex parte order qua assessee. CIT A was of the view that since 8 notices of his went unanswered by the assessee, he dismissed the appeal of the assessee and confirmed the action of the AO. We find that there is per se violation of natural justice, and therefore, we set aside the impugned order of the CIT A and restore the appeal back to the file of the LD.CIT A with a direction to decide the appeal in accordance to law as per subsection 6 of Section 6, and the AR has undertaken to diligently participate in the appellate proceedings and seek video conferencing facility, which may be extended to the LD.AR of the assessee. CIT A to decide the appeal on merits after hearing the assessee. Appeal filed by the assessee is allowed for statistical purposes. 18. Shri Agarsen Jain Seva Sabha vs. ITO, Itat Delhi. The issue was related to rectification of mistake. Assessee submitted that provision of Section 12R of the Act was wrongly applied because the said provisions are not relevant to the year under consideration. The appeal of the assessee was dismissed on the ground that the application for registration under new provision has not been filed and registration number has not been mentioned by the assessee. The application for registration was also not filed by the assessee. The appeal of the assessee was dismissed on the wrong assumption because the assessee trust having a valid registration at the time of the filing the return of income. The assessee also filed the application for registration under the amended law on 20th March 2022, and registration was granted by the competent authority to the assessee. The return of income was filed for the A.Y. 2012-22 and the provision of the Act was inserted WEF 1 April 2021. CIT A wrongly applying the provisions dismissed the appeal of the assessee. The assessee had a registration certificate at the filing the return of income, and he also got the registration under the amended Act. Therefore, the appeal of the assessee is liable to be allowed. The grounds raised by the assessee is allowed, and the AO is directed to delete the demand raised by the CPC. Appeal of the assessee is allowed. 19. Kiran Mahana Trof Legal Air Ved Prakash Mahana vs. DCIT Central Circle 27 Itat Delhi. The issue was related to addition has been made was not found from the possession of the assessee, but from the search third party. Therefore, the assessment should be made under Section 153C of the Act, not the US 153A of the Act. C. Anand Kumar Jain has held coming to the aspect the invocation of Section 153A on the basis of the statement recorded in search action against a third person. We may note that the AO has used this statement on oath recorded in the course of search conducted in case of a third party for making the additions in the hands of the assessee. As per the mandate of Section 153C, if this statement was to be construed as an incriminating material belonging to or pertaining to a person other than person searched, as referred to in Section 153A, then the only legal recourse available to the department was to proceed in terms of Section 153C of the Act by handing over the same to the AO, who has jurisdiction over such person. Here, the assessment has been framed under Section 153A on the basis of alleged incriminating material, being the statement recorded under 132(4) of the Act. As noted above, the assessee had no opportunity to cross-examine the said witness, but that apart, the mandatory procedure under Section 153C has not been followed. Appeal of the assessee is allowed. B's. Inteva Products Netherlands BVVS Asset, IT Circle 2, 1, Ittad Delhi. The issue was related to income deemed to accrue or arise in India, taxability of business support services received by the assessee fee for technical services, FTS, under Article 12 of India-Netherlands Tax Treaty. We find that the issue involved is squarely covered by the decisions of coordinate benches time to time from AS 2014 to 15 to 2021 to 22 from the nature of services rendered. It is very much evident that they are mostly in the nature of managerial services. Reading of Article 12(5) of India-Netherlands DTA reveals that it does not include managerial services within FTS. Therefore, the payment received by the assessee cannot be treated as FTS under India-Netherlands DTA, even assuming for the sake of argument that payment received for certain kind of services is in the nature of FTS. However, the make available condition needs to be satisfied. Neither the assessing officer nor learned DRP have established on record that by rendering the services, the assessee has made available technical knowledge, know-how, skill, etc. to the recipient of services, which would have enabled the recipient of such services to utilize it independently without the aid and assistance of the assessee. Thus, in our view, the make available condition is not satisfied. Thus, payment received cannot be treated as FTS under Article 12(5) of India-Netherlands DTA. Hence, we are inclined to delete the addition made by the 21 PCIT, Central 4 VS Citron Infra Projects Limited, SVP Global Textiles Limited, Helios Mercantile Limited, Shri Vallabh Pitti Southwest Industries Limited, Bombay High Court. The issue was related to validity of proceedings US 153 based upon an approval US 153D, which was vitiated by total non-application of mind. Our regarded this requirement of obtaining prior approval as merely a formality, and the additional commissioner who granted the approvals, likewise, was entirely in agreement with such an approach. These are sufficient grounds for the ITAT to quash the approvals. In the absence of valid approvals, the action under Section 153 cannot be justified and was rightly not upheld by the ITAT. The ITAT cannot be faulted for not adverting to the merits of the matter because of the absence of fulfillment of the jurisdictional requirement of a valid and prior approval under Section 153D. The action under Section 153 would be legally vulnerable. As noted earlier, in an appeal under Section 260 of the IT Act, it is not for this court to sit in appeal over factual findings unless a case of perversity is made out. No case of perversity has been made out because the basic facts are not even disputed. What is sought to be disputed are the inferences drawn by the ITAT based on such facts. The inferences, in this case, cannot be said to be vitiated by any legal infirmity or perversity. The inferences drawn are quite reasonable, given the facts of record relating to the rush to approve and the several discrepancies highlighted by the ITAT. We are satisfied that the question now proposed by Mr. Suresh Kumar cannot qualify to be regarded as a substantial question of law. In any event, such a question would have to be answered against the revenue. 22 MS Sunrise Probuild PVT Limited VS Asset, Central Circle 2, Haryana, Ittad Delhi. The issue was related to reopening of assessment US 147, addition as commission income effect of non-disposing of objections. As AO has not disposed the objection filed by the assessee-wide letter dated 19 December 2018, we find no reason to upheld the assessment order and order of the LD. CIT A. Accordingly, we allow the ground of the assessee. Eligibility of reason to believe, reasons recorded fail to establish a direct nexus between the alleged discrepancies in the transactions and the escapement of income in our opinion. Without a clear and direct connection between the facts and the alleged escapement of income, the reasons recorded remains speculative. Therefore, the reopening cannot be justified. 23. Virgin Atlantic Airways Limited vs DCIT, International Taxation, Haryana, Ittad Delhi. The issue was related to taxability of income in India. Income of the assessee from operation of aircraft in international traffic weather receipts on account of delivery charges are covered by Article 8 of India ke DTA. Clause 3 of Article 8 defines the term of operation of aircraft. The expression operation of aircraft not only includes transportation by air of persons, livestock, goods or mail, it also includes sale to tickets for such transportation, incidental lease of aircrafts on charter basis, and any other activity directly connected with such transportation. The activity of delivery of goods carried out by the assessee is inextricably linked to the main activity of transportation by air of goods or mail, etc. As the assessee is complying with delivery orders, which are directly connected with the transportation of goods, mail, etc. in international traffic. Coordinate bench of the tribunal in the case of Turkish Airline Incorporated in identical set of facts after considering the provisions of Article 8 Do B of India Turkey DTA held that income from delivery charges is from the activity directly connected with its air cargo business, hence not taxable in India. We find that provisions of Article 8 3 of India UK DTA are perimetria to the provisions of Article 8 Do of India Turkey DTA. Thus, considering provisions of Article 8 3 of India UK DTA, we find merit in ground number 6 of appeal. Hence, the same is allowed. Chaubis. Bilal Hasan vs PCIT and 3 others. Allahabad High Court. The issue was related to Transfer Order US 127. Fundamental requirement to record reasons transfer order dated 23 August 2023 is wholly non-speaking. Despite amendments made to Section 127 fundamental requirement to record reasons continues to exist. To the extent, no reason has been assigned by Respondent number 1 to transfer the proceedings of the petitioner from Assessing Authority at Moradabad to the Centralized Assessing Authority Delhi, the impugned order cannot be sustained. It is according set aside qua reassessment proceedings for AY 2022-23 only. Consequently, the petitioner may file objection, if any, to the show cause notice dated 23 August 2023, issued US 127, within a period of 2 weeks from today. Thereupon, the respondent number 1 may pass a fresh reasoned order in accordance with law within a further period of 2 weeks, subject to compliance made by the petitioner for a period of 6 weeks from today. The reassessment proceedings for AY 2022-23 shall await the outcome of the proceedings under Section 127 of the Act. Do Asset CC 04 New Delhi VSMS SBK Trade and Infrastructure Private Ltd. Itat Delhi. The issue was related to validity of reopening of assessment notices beyond the period of limitation as prescribed US 149 1 extended period of limitation as per IT Act. We observed that before Hobby Ali Supreme Court, Revenue had conceded that for A 2015-16, all the appeals have to be dropped as they will not fall for completion during the period prescribed under TOLA 2020. Based on the findings of Hobby Ali Supreme Court in the case of Union of India and others versus Rajiv Bansal, we are inclined to agree with the submissions of LD. AR of the assessee. We further observe that in the case of IBIBO Group Private Limited and Make My Trip India Private Limited, wherein quashed the reassessment proceedings on the basis of the concession of the revenue in the case of Rajiv Bansal, Supra has held that the impugned notice was issued as admittedly beyond the period of limitation as prescribed under Section 149 1 of the Act. And TOLA is not applicable in respect of the said notice, as was conceded by the revenue in the case of Union of India v. Rajiv Bansal. The impugned notice is liable to be set aside. Respectfully following the aforesaid decision, the cross objections for A 2015-16 filed by the assessee is allowed. 25 PCIT Ek Surat vs AMD Industries PVT Ltd. SC order. The issue was related application before the Settlement Commission has not been decided, and an order under Section 245D(4) on the application is to be passed. It is only if the application for settlement is rejected without providing for terms of settlement that Section 245(ha) of the 1961 Act will be applicable and the appellate proceedings will stand revived. The stand of the revenue that the assessee must give up his right to contest the assessment order on merits if the settlement application is rejected without providing for terms of settlement is misconceived and must be rejected. In the peculiar facts of the case, the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal was justified in condoning the delay as well as setting aside the order of the CIT A and restoring the first appeal. Recording the aforesaid, we dismiss the present special leave petition. 1. Jayant Fanzon Lighting Industries Private Limited vs Asset. Circle thus, 1. Itat Kolkata. The issue was related to unexplained cash deposited during demonetization period. Case of the assessee was selected for complete scrutiny through computer-assisted scrutiny selection, CAS, on account of large cash deposits and abnormal increase in sales with decrease in profitability. When the LD AO has accepted the explanation of the assessee on the basis of evidences explain the source of cash by the assessee to be out of withdrawals from the bank accounts of the assessee made during pre-demonetization and post-demonetization period, the action of the LD CIT A in dismissing the remand report without assigning any reason is wrong and cannot be sustained. In our opinion, the assessee has duly explained the money by referring to the withdrawals from the bank's accounts, cash book and statement showing withdrawals and deposits into the bank accounts. The assessee also submitted before us the details of summary of cash withdrawals and deposits to corroborate the fact that the deposits of cash were out of assessee's own withdrawals and not from any outside sources. In the case of Joginder Kaur, Itat Amritsar has held that where the assessee has submitted the details of cash summary showing inflow and outflow cash in the relevant year to show that cash has been withdrawn and redeposited, then the assessee was to be allowed the benefit of redeposit and the impugned addition deserved to be deleted. Assessee appeal allowed. 26. Ito, Ward 3, 1. Kolkata vs Anushraya Investment Private Limited, Itat Kolkata. The issue was related to validity of reopening of assessment. Approval granted US 151. Reasons to believe addition US 68 on bogus STCL entries AO vehemently submitted before us that the notice issued US 148 of the Act has been issued by the learned AO on 27 March 2018 after obtaining approval US 151. 2 of the Act from the PCIT, which is an invalid approval as the PCIT has not recorded his satisfaction in the said approval and merely stated that yes, I am satisfied it is a fit case for issue of notice under Section 148 of the Act approval accorded under Section 151 of the Act. Reopening of assessment has been made by the LD. On the basis of reasons which were recorded with total non-application of mind and based on the wrong facts recorded in the reasons. In view of the above facts, besides the approval granted US 151 of the Act is also a mechanical approval and therefore, respectfully following the above decision, we are inclined to quash the reopening of assessment and the consequent order passed US 143, 3, 147 of the Act. 27. Anirudh Khemka vs Ito, Ward 30, 7, Itad Kolkata. The issue was related unsecured loans taken by the assessee as well as interest paid thereon, honest to prove as decided in the case of Crystal Networks PVT. Limited has held that where all the evidences were filed by the assessee proving the identity and creditworthiness of the loan transactions, the fact that some issued were returned unserved or no body complied with them is of little significance to prove the genuineness of the transactions and identity and creditworthiness of the creditors. As the assessee has furnished all the evidences proving identity and creditworthiness of the loan creditors and genuineness of the transactions, but AO has not commented on these evidences filed by the assessee. We are inclined to set aside the order of CIT A by directing the AO to delete the addition. Appeal of the assessee is allowed. 28. DCIT 3, 4, ORS, VS Lupin Limited, SC order. The issue was related to reopening of assessment US 147, failure to disclose all material facts necessary for assessment as decided by HC. This was a case of reopening within 4 years. Still, in the absence of any fresh tangible material coming to the knowledge of the assessing officer, reopening of the assessment only on re-examination of the very same material based on which the original assessment order was passed cannot be permitted. This petition is reported to be beyond time by 142 days. We have perused the order impugned to ascertain whether there's any palpable error for us to take a lenient view on the delay. We do not find any palpable error in the order of the High Court. Even the delay in filing the special leave petition is not satisfactorily explained. In such circumstances, the special leave petition is dismissed on delay as well as merits. Pending application, S, if any, shall stand disposed of. 29. Surendra Kumar Chawla CO, Matta Garko VS Asset, Central Circle, Itad Dehradun. The issue was related to assessment US 153, a incriminating material found during the search at assessee's place. We are of the considered view that the assessment under Section 153A of the Act in the case of unabated A's have necessarily to be concluded exclusively on incriminating material discovered during the course of assessee's own search. In absence of such material, the original assessment for the unabated A's must remain undisturbed. Therefore, for unabated assessment, the assessment under Section 153A of the Act is permissible only if incriminating material for the concerned year is found during the course of assessee's own search. In absence of incriminating material, addition cannot be made for completed unabated years under Section 153A of the Act, but such years can still be reopened under Section 147 by 148. Assessee appeal allowed. 30. Den Discovery Digital Networks Private Limited vs Asset, Circle 1, Nashik, Itad Pune. The issue was related provisions of Section 244A of the Act provides that where any amount becomes due to the assessee is entitled to receive the said amount along with interest where such refund is out of advance tax. Accordingly, in our view, the CIT A AO should have allowed the credit of advance tax to the assessee along with interest thereon under the provisions of Section 244A of the Act. We are thus of the considered view that the withdrawal of interest US 244A of the Act by the AO-wide rectification order US 154 of the Act and upheld by the CIT A is bad in law and interest granted to the assessee cannot be subsequently withdrawn under the provisions of Section 154 of the Act. We, therefore, set aside the order of the CIT A and direct the LD AO to grant the credit of advance tax paid by the assessee along with the interest thereon as per the relevant provisions of the Act. The grounds raised by the assessee are accordingly allowed. 31. Asset vs Vikram Netex PVT Limited SC order. The issue was related to validity of reopening of assessment, validity of reasons recorded for reopening addition US Arsat, bogus LTCG, as alleged entries from whom the assessee has received funds through RTGS and other banking channels were shell companies as decided by HC recording the reasons for reopening of the case. The AO has not recorded his own reasons, but has heavily relied upon the report of the investigating team of Kolkata. The special leave petition is dismissed on the ground of delay as well as on merits. Pending application, S, if any, shall stand disposed of. 32. Kusum Sehgal, through LR Shri Vaini Sagar Sehgal vs Asset, Circle 19, 2, New Delhi, Itad Delhi. The issue was related to deduction US 54F, 1, investment in residential property with the Camellias in DLF Limited despite owning more than one residential property joint ownership. At the time of sale of original assets, do not disentitle the assessee to claim deduction under Section 54F of the Act. Therefore, the orders of the LD, AO and LD, CIT, A are set aside. 33. Shet Hathi Singh Kesari Singh Trust vs Ito, Ward 2 exemption, Anandgarh Praladnagar Road, Vejalpur, Ahmedabad, Itad Ahmedabad. The issue was related addition US 143. 1. Mistake by CPC in procession the return short allowance of deduction towards application accumulation of income under sections 11 and thus 23. All the deductions as claimed by the assessee were duly accepted by the CPC while processing the return. However, there was a totaling mistake made by the CPC and the total of rupees 7, 96, 41, 565 of the deductions was wrongly taken at 7 crore 52 lakh 41,564 rupees by the CPC. Addition of income chargeable US 11, 1B of the Act. There is no difference in the figure of the assessee and the figure as computed by the CPC as the amount of rupees 44,00,000 is appearing in both the columns. It is thus apparent that the CPC had wrongly computed the gross income of rupees 44,00,000, which was due to wrong totaling of the 4 deductions claimed by the assessee and allowed while processing the return. Considering the fact that income of rupees 44,00,000 was wrongly computed by the CPC, which was due to arithmetical mistake in totaling the deductions as mentioned at S. Number 4 of the intimation, the addition of 44 lakh rupees made US 143 of the Act is deleted. Assessee appeal allowed. 34.PCIT, Central 1 Kolkata vs Amrit Feeds Limited SC order. The issue was related to tribunal dismissed the appeal of the revenue as noted that even during the moratorium period specified US 14(1)(a) of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, there has been no representation of the matter on behalf of the assessee. HC held after taking note of the orders passed by the NCLT and also noting other decisions of the coordinate bench of the tribunal of the impugned order rightly came to the conclusion that the appeal filed by the revenue has to be dismissed, so also the cross-objection filed by the assessee. We see no reason to condone the inordinate delay of 433 days in filing the special leave petition as the explanation sought to be provided does not constitute sufficient cause. Hence, petition S stands dismissed on the ground of delay. 35. Harish Kumar Singh vs Ito, Ward 3, 2, Bulandshahar, Itad, Delhi. The issue was related to AO observed that as per the information available, assessee is not assessed to tax and has not filed ITR for the relevant AY. We observed that exactly similar issue was dealt in the case of Deepak Wadhwa and decided the issue in favor of the assessee by observing since the proof put in place by the petitioner assessee with regard to the acknowledgement of return filed for A 2011 to 2012 has not been disputed by the revenue. As noticed, the challenge to the impugned notice and the impugned order will have to be sustained. Assessee appeal allowed. 3. Valka Engineering PVT Limited vs Asset Circle Bs, New Delhi, Itad, Delhi. 36. The issue was related penalty US 271 1 C. Unexplained cash credits in assessee's bank account. We are of the view that due to the smallness of the penalty amount, we after admitting these evidences and adjudicate this issue. In our view, the assessee has been able to explain that these interests income have already been disclosed in return of income and taken into account while framing its accounts. Admittedly, these are not cash credits as noted by AO or CIT. A. Going by these evidences, we are of the view that once this is not an income, there is no question of levy of penalty US 271 1 C of the Act. Hence, we delete the penalty and allow this appeal of the assessee. Reliance Commercial Dealers Limited vs DCIT, Circle 8, 1, 1, Mumbai, Itad. The issue was related to addition on account of mismatch with tax audit report being gain on actuarial valuation of gratuity liability routed through other comprehensive income, which is below the line item of net profit before tax, and thus does not have any impact on the tax computation. As 19, it is noted that changes to actuarial valuation can be because of changes in the assumption for such valuation like average age of the employees, period of service, etc. Therefore, this falls under the category of other comprehensive income, which does not impact the real income of the assessee. In any event, the assessee is claiming deduction on payment basis only and, therefore, any increase or decrease in the amount of gratuity as per actuarial valuation, which is not routed through PLSC, cannot have any impact on the taxable income of the assessee. Therefore, we do not find any basis for the addition to be sustained. 37. Shri Saurabh Goyal vs DCIT, Central Circle 1, Chandigarh, Itad. The issue was related to levy of rate of tax at higher rate US 115 BBE. AO has held that gift received from the HUF is taxable because HUF does not fall within the ambit of definition of relatives provided in section 56(2) X A. Read with 56(2) 7. Cash found from the residence of the assessee. HUF is a group of relatives and any money asset received from HUF is exempt US thus 2 of the Act. It is not taxable because it has been withdrawn by the member of the HUF from his own resources contributed in the HUF. We are of the view that LD AO has erred in making the additions. Accordingly, we allow this ground of appeal and delete the additions. 38. DCI 1, Raipur, CG, vs Ajay Golecha Jewellers, Shri Chand, Raipur, Itad. The issue was related to penalty imposed US 271 1 C. Assessee had furnished inaccurate particulars of income by claiming bogus exemption under section 1038 on account of long-term capital gains arising from transactions in penny stock. As basis of addition, on which penalty was levied was with regard to claim of exemption US 1038 of the Act. that facts brought on record as aforestated clearly demonstrates that the assessee in his submission has stated that the assessee withdraws the claim of exemption US. Thus, Artis of the Act. CIT Appeals. NFSC observed that since the assessee has surrendered his claim of long-term capital gain, which was made in the return of income, and that since no inquiry to disprove the same has been made by the department, and just because addition has been made, and that too when the assessee has withdrawn such claim, the facts do not per se become sufficient for imposition of penalty. AO has not made out any case for imposition of penalty as to how and in what manner the assessee had furnished inaccurate particulars of income. Appeal of the revenue is dismissed. 39. Dudhsagar Research and Development Association CO. Dudhsagar Dairy. Mehsana vs DCIT. Circle 1. Exemption, Ahmedabad. The issue was related to uphold the finding of the AO and the LD. CIT appeals that the donations received from milk supplying societies, being compulsorily collected and linked to the quantity of milk fat supplied, do not satisfy the condition of being voluntary contributions with specific direction as required US 11(1)(d) of the Act and therefore cannot be treated as corpus donations. Thus, the ground of the assessee on this issue is dismissed. On the alternative claim raised by the assessee, we find that this issue is also covered in favor of the assessee by the decision of the coordinate bench in assessee, wherein the tribunal held that once the corpus donation is treated as revenue received, the said receipts are liable to be governed by the provisions of sections 11 and 12 of the Act, and the assessee is eligible for deduction in accordance with law. The LD. CIT appeals has already followed this decision and allowed the statutory deduction of 15%. Since the facts for the year are identical and the issue is squarely covered in favor of the assessee by the coordinate bench, we hold that the assessee is eligible for statutory deduction at 15%, and the AO is directed to grant such exemption in accordance with law. 40. Uday Infrastructure International PVT Limited vs Itowar 4, 1, Itat Ahmedabad. The issue was related to undisputed fact that the assessee in Form number 6 clearly opted the new regime of taxation US 115 bar of the Act, however not filed Form No. 10 IC. The assessee further filed Form No 10 IC for the next A.Y.202223 on 17 October 2022, when the assessee received the intimation US 143-1 dated 11th November 2022, he could not upload Form 10 IC for the A 2021-22 by reflecting no multiple Form 10 IC can be filed. Technical problem which prevented the assessee from filing Form 10 IC for the present A.Y.202221. Therefore, in the interest of principle of natural justice, we set aside the order passed by the lower authorities with a direction to the assessee to file Form 10 IC for the AY 2021-22 before the jurisdictional assessing officer and direct the JAO to compute the income under the new regime of taxation US 115 bar of the Act by providing opportunity of hearing to the assessee. 41. Prakash Bhikhabhai Thakkar CO. Krishna House vs Eto, NFSC, Delhi. The issue was related to assessee explained that assessee had failed to provide the bills and vouchers and sufficient evidence in respect of the purchases. Therefore, addition should be sustained in the hands of the assessee to the tune of rupees 1,80,000. Revenue has fairly agreed that out of total amount of 4,67,800 rupees, an addition in the hands of the assessee to the tune of 1,80,000 rupees is sufficient to protect the interest of the revenue, as the assessee failed to submit the required documentary evidences to prove the genuineness of purchase of rupees 1,80,000. Therefore, considering the smallness of the amount, direct the assessing officer to make addition in the hands of the assessee. Once again emphasize that this decision is rendered on the peculiar facts of this case and having regard to the smallness of the amounts involved, and, therefore, it cannot be construed as laying down propositions of law of general applications. 42. Sarika Industries PVT Limited vs Union of India and ORS, Delhi High Court 2025. The issue was related to petitioner states that the petitioner shall avail the revision remedy and take the copy of this petition before the PCIT, which may be considered as revision petition on behalf of the petitioner. If that be so, we permit Mr. Kapoor to file the copy of this writ petition on behalf of the petitioner, which shall be treated as a revision petition, as according to him, this petition encompasses the grounds for stay of the demand and bank attachment. It also goes without saying that the PCIT shall hear the parties and decide the revision petition in accordance with law. All contentions of the parties are kept open to be canvassed before the PCIT. If the petitioner is aggrieved by the decision of the PCIT, the liberty shall be with the petitioner to apply for revival of this petition. 43. JCIT, OSD, Delhi vs Manish Vij, Itat Delhi 2025. The issue was related to assessee is an individual and investor in startup company styled as CGPL, CIT, A, deleted addition. Assessee along with representative of CGPL and along with valuers who valued shares on 22 April 2021 and 14 February 2022 had appeared before the LDAO during e-hearing and explained in detail the reasons for valuation of shares as per NAV and DCF method on 2 different dates. Both valuers duly justified the valuation of shares using NAV and DCF method on 2 different dates, and no adverse inferences were drawn by the AO thereon. AO in the assessment order proceeded on wrong facts by not considering the various replies filed by the assessee, wherein the assessee had categorically explained the circumstances to obtain to valuation reports from independent experts with regard to sale of shares on 2 different dates. The assessee as well as to valuers had independently explained the rationale behind getting the shares valued using two different methods. The entire burden that needs to be discharged by the assessee had been duly discharged in the instant case by furnishing the requisite documents, evidences, and explanations. Ao had not conducted any inquiry with the buyer and had even failed to bring any material on record to prove that anything over and above the declared sale price was received by the assessee. We find that the LD sitter had passed an elaborate order duly considering and appreciating all the contentions of the assessee. Hence, we do not find any infirmity in the order of the LD sitter. Accordingly, the grounds raised by the revenue are dismissed. 44. Rajneesh Kasturchand Ostwal vs. Ito, Ward 3, 2, 1, Mumbai, Itat Mumbai 2025. The issue was related to assessee is an NRI who had been living and working in Dubai continuously since 2001 and returned to India only in 2021. The authorities below have rejected the documentary evidences only on general and unsubstantiated observations, such as questioning the credentials of the foreign employer or the authenticity of the foreign bank statements without undertaking any independent inquiry or verification despite having full statutory means available to them, whether US 133, 6, or through appropriate channels. The DRP's remarks that the assessee could procure documents due to close connection with the employer remain purely speculative and unsupported by any material and hence cannot form the basis of rejection of otherwise reliable evidences. Once the assessee has established that the funds utilized for the investment in property were remitted from salary earned abroad and that such income was neither received nor accrued in India, there remains no basis for invoking Section 69. Under Section 5, 2, a non-resident is taxable in India only with respect to income that is received or deemed to be received in India or accrues or arises or is deemed to accrue or arise in India. The revenue has not brought any material to show that the amount invested represents income chargeable to tax in India. What is not taxable US 5, 2, cannot be brought to tax indirectly through a deeming fiction US 69. The evidences on record fully substantiate the assessee's explanation. The trail of funds is clear and complete. There is no allegation of any Indian source of undisclosed income, and the authorities below have not carried out any verification to contradict the foreign source explanation. The rejection of evidences by the DRP is based merely on conjectures and cannot override the tangible documentary material placed before it. In such circumstances, the addition made under Section 69 is wholly unsustainable in law and on facts. Appeal of the assessee is allowed. 45. Ito ORS vs. Consortium of Institutions of Higher Learning, SC Order, 2025. The issue was related to validity of notice issued US 148, period of limitation dispatch and service of notices issued on or after 1 April 2021, delayed filling SLP as decided by HC 2024, 7, TMI 1166 Telangana High Court. The impugned notices in all these batch of writ petitions are barred by limitation under sections 148 and 149, since the said notices have left the ITBA portal on or after 1 April 2021. WP allowed. This special leave petition is reported to be delayed by 316 days. We do not find sufficient explanation to condone the delay. Otherwise also, we have perused the order impugned and find no palpable error therein. Consequently, the special leave petition is dismissed both on the ground of delay as well as on merits. 46. Asset, Central Circle 30, New Delhi vs 7Cs Hospitality Private Ltd, Ita Delhi -2025. The issue was related to penalty proceedings US to 71 DA, proceedings for violation of Section 269 cent requirement in the Act for recording satisfaction giving rise to limitation questions. The satisfaction has to be recorded for initiation of penalty proceeding US to 71 DA for violation of provision of Section 269 cent has to be recorded in the assessment order itself while analyzing the transactions during the course of the assessment proceeding. Hobbiali Supreme Court in the case of CIT versus Jay Lakshmi Rice Mills, 2015, 11, TMI 1453. Supreme Court has held that even if the AO has been set aside with direction to frame the assessment de novo, in this situation, even in the fresh assessment order passed, satisfaction with regard to penalty proceedings US 271E should be recorded. The purpose of Section 269 cent to 69T is to achieve the mission of the government towards cashless economy and to reduce the generation and circulation of black money. So both the penalties US 271D to 71DA are a pari materia, and the judgment of the Hobbiali Supreme Court as cited supra will apply with equal force in the case of penalty proceedings US 271DA, which is in violation of provisions of Section 269 cent. Decided in favor of assessee. 47. Gaurav Kumar Arya vs PCIT, Delhi 20, New Delhi, Ita Delhi 2025. The issue was related to revision US 263. Assessee is one of the beneficiaries of the accommodation entries of bogus LTCG scheme. PCIT, Delhi B's issued show cause notice, SCN, US 263. Assessee responded to that SCN. The PCIT marked the reassessment to be erroneous after considering the reply thereto of the assessee. More specifically, in para 15 of the order, the PCIT held that the reassessment order framed by the National Faceless Assessment Center had to be deemed to be erroneous in terms of explanation 2A to Sec 263 because, according to the PCIT, the order had been passed without making inquiries or verification which should have been made by the AO. With that charge, the PCIT directed a fresh reassessment to be made by LD. AO. From perusal of order dated 20th March 2024, it is evident that LD. PCIT revised an assessment without identifying specific errors. As relying on judgment in PCIT versus Paramount PropBuild, P. Ltd. 2024-3, T/959, Delhi High Court. It is apparent on record that LD. PCIT erred in exercising revised jurisdiction US 263 by directing the LD. AO to make fresh reassessment without identifying specific errors. Therefore, the order of LD. PCIT being illegal is set aside. Appeal of the assessee is allowed. 48. Bhikha Bhai Mangal Bhai Patel vs. the Ito, Ward 4, 1, 1, Vadodara, Itat Ahmedabad 2025. The issue was related to cash deposited in the appellant's bank account. As the construction activity did not materialize, the withdrawn funds were redeposited into the same bank accounts. On verification, we find that the deposits are duly supported by corresponding withdrawals from the same bank accounts. Source of deposits stands satisfactorily explained. Hence, the addition made by the AO cannot be sustained. Appeal of the assessee is allowed. 49. Nalinkant Bhiklalal Pathak vs. Ito Ward 1, 8, Bhavnagar, Itat Ahmedabad -2025. The issue was related to addition US 56, 2, Kismaili. Purchase value of the immovable property along with the income disclosed is substantially less than the value as per the Stamp Duty Authority. Costs incurred on stamp duty, additional stamp duty, registration charges, legal charges, and other charges taxes paid were not included for the purpose of estimating the fair market value. No doubt the above stamp duty charges and taxes paid by the assessee are all integral part of the purchase of the property, which is also to be considered for the purpose of Section 56, 2, Kismaili. The above expenses were claimed by the assessee before CIT, A, which is not considered by him. Therefore, we hereby set aside the order passed by the LD. CIT, A, to the file of jurisdictional AO to consider the above registration charges and land tax expenses and rework the income chargeable US 56, 2, Kismaili of the Act by giving proper opportunity of hearing to the assessee. Needless to say that the assessee should make use of this opportunity and produce all necessary details before the JAO to pass a fresh order. Appeal filed by the assessee is allowed for statistical purpose. 50. Lalita Agrawal, legal heir of Lieutenant Shri Subhash Chandra Agrawal, VS Asset, Circle 68, 1, New Delhi, Itat Delhi 2025. The issue was related to the reopening notice US 148, assessment order issued in the name and importantly in the PAN-No of the deceased. We find that this common issue before us is squarely covered by the decision in the case of Savita Kapila, 2020-7, T/441, Delhi High Court, wherein it has been held that there is no legal requirement that legal representative should report death of an assessee to the Income Tax Department. Therefore, the order of the CIT, A, in sustaining the assessment order is not correct. The sustenance of a notice US 148 is the foundation stone on which subsequent reassessment proceedings are built up. To acquire the valid jurisdiction, necessarily such notices are to be addressed to the correct person and not a deceased. Assessee appeal allowed. Kindly watch all 10 series having 30 income tax case law. Subscribe for regular updates and expert content. Knowledge grows when you subscribe. Subscribe to learn something new every day.